One of the coolest effects that you can do in card magic is card to impossible location. It's even better when the card vanishes and appears in that impossible location, folded up in fours. And that's what we're going to learn today. And then give you a few ideas of what to do with that folded card to make for a really good and powerful effect. My summer course in magic is starting very soon. We're gonna launch the page where you can actually go and sign up for this course on July 5th on alexpandrea.com, coming up very soon. This will incorporate 5 weeks of me teaching you things that I learned over my 20 plus years of experience with sleight of hand magic and theory. We're gonna go over 5 weeks of sending you material. We're gonna do lives. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So if that is something that you are into, please go sign up for alexpandrea.com and we're gonna get started very soon. Let's get into today's tutorial. Alright, the Mercury card fold, secretly folding a card while seemingly doing nothing. It's a rather old technique. I'm gonna use an older deck for this because sometimes when I practice this, I don't practice it often, but I used to practice it a long time ago, and I would always use an old deck for obvious reasons, so we can just fold up as many cards as we can, toss out the deck, and go from there. So the exposed view of this is as follows. The card that is going to be folded is going to be on the bottom of the deck. If you want it folded face down, as in when it's folded up, you don't see the card, you want to do it with the deck face up. And the card that is going to be folded face up towards you, face down on the bottom of the deck. If you do it this way, then you are going to get the fold with the card with the indexes facing out. So it really just depends on what you're going to be using it for. Here is the exposed view, holding the deck in this position in a rather deep grip. So instead of holding it at the fingertips, I'm holding it deeper, more so with my thumb than anything else. My thumb really wants to get in there all the way, so you can hold this way the deck, right? Because this is going to be a vital part of the move. And the other parts of the fingers are going to be, I guess, however they feel comfortable. It's really just about holding the deck then at this point. But the thumb is the most important thing, so it's a deeper grip like that. So the exposed view is this. The card is going to be folded once and folded twice underneath the deck. And then as you spread, you can furthermore fold the card up and you are left with this little baby right there. Okay, so how do we do that? Again, like I said, there's the grip. You're going to start off with the middle finger of the left hand, placing contact on the bottom card as if you were going to do a gambler's cop of the card off the deck. Okay, so that means the middle finger goes with the long side right on the long side of the top part, and that's going to be used to start pulling back the card. Now look what's going to happen. Because your thumb is there, the bottom part of the card is going to be stuck right on. It can't get pushed back, so inevitably it will start to fold. So you're moving back with the middle finger, and again, this is an exposed view. We're just learning the techniques. We're not learning exactly every single thing to put it together, but just how the fold should be done. So you're moving back with the middle finger, and it's going to put pressure on the thumb, and it's going to be bent in half. And also your right hand moves forward also to help it. So it's a combination of moving back and moving forward, again, depending on how you like it. Here, till you get that first bend just like that, okay? So that's gonna be the first part of bending the card. So it's here, I'm moving forward or I'm moving back, and that pressure is going to bend the card, just like that, okay? From here, you're in an interesting position because you want to put pressure with the thumb. Let me give you a over-the-shoulder view. You want to put pressure with the thumb at this point right in the middle, and it's going to be right in the middle based off how your thumb is, right? So you want your thumb in the middle of that, so when it gets to this position, your thumb is still right in the middle of the card. At this point, what we're going to want to do is start bending, keeping the thumb there as pressure, start bending with the fingers of the left hand. And by bending with the fingers of the left hand, you are going to further bend the card into fours. Okay, so here, move it back, put pressure, close with the left fingers of the left hand, and now it's not folded all the way. You'll notice that the card is not folded, it's just sort of bent into this position. The real secret behind this is to flatten it out underneath the deck. So as soon as I do this, I'm going to come back underneath and put pressure and leave it underneath the deck right there. It is at this point where we can put pressure with the deck, change our grip, and further bend the card underneath. Okay, till we get it here. So let's go through it one more time. Here, move it back, put pressure with the thumb. The thumb now will put pressure to bend it a little bit. Your left fingers bend it by closing your fingers, and now you're moving it, holding it underneath the deck. Now this, I have to admit, is not a move that I do relatively well. With that being said, I don't think the idea of this is that the spectator has to necessarily look at the cards the whole time, because you'll find a little bit of fishing going on no matter how well you do it, right? So now let's talk about the actual fingering position to make it not look like you're like this. Right? Because I've seen that happen, and that's always not as nice as it could be, let's just say that. So you want to make sure that when you do this, that your fingers don't spaz out. It's the same thing when you're doing, let's say, a palm. You don't want the fingers to come out, right? When you're doing a diagonal palm shift, you don't want that to happen. So you want to be conscious of your fingers, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to place the thumb sort of right on top at the corner, the index corner right here. The middle finger will place pressure, again, just like that, but you're going to lift up the deck, all right? So instead of placing it here, you're going to lift up a little bit to have a little bit of room, a little bit of an angle to do that. You don't want to start off with the deck from here, then go into this position and then sort of flatten it out to do it, all right? So you want to keep it all at an angle. So I'm grabbing the deck like this. As I'm talking, I'm getting into the position. As I gesture, I'm placing it back, contacting the middle finger. Then my thumb goes on here and I'm kicking it up at an angle. And then I'm starting the move. See, I'm already sort of halfway there. As I come forward, right, it's only going to look like you're sort of squaring up the deck. So it's kind of going to look like this, all right? From here to here, square up the deck by moving your fingers back, put pressure, and then now it's going to look like you're coming back with the cards, right? You're coming back, so that's the squaring up action that it should look like. Right? From here, you're going to bend the card, again, putting pressure with the thumb, bend the card, and underneath, place the deck underneath, and now you can wait, okay? You don't need to automatically come and do this, okay? So you're here with the card underneath, and at this position, you can spread the cards, and as I come back, I like to spread. As I come back, my fingers naturally go into this position. So here, here, and then I squeeze underneath as I square up to get the card folded all the way in fours. Okay, so that would be the technique from start to finish. There are different ways to obviously misdirect this part, but I think the key thing is to, or for not flashing, is to do it slow. There's no need to do it fast. There's no need to sort of come in here. One, you're not going to get the fold correctly. And two, you're going to get a sound. The sound could really give it away that something is happening. So I tend to like to do it slowly, come here, blah, 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 as I talk, and then I'm here, and then I squeeze. Okay, so one last time, really quickly. Starting position of the deck, you're here. As you talk, you get into the first position with the thumb, you gesture, you come back, square up, looks like you're squaring up, but you do that first fold, put pressure with the thumb, so you want to put pressure with the thumb, and then squeeze on the way back, your hand squeeze, place it underneath. Notice at this position it's not fully squared, and now I'm going to spread, and as I come back, I can do the squeeze underneath with my whole fingers. And now you are left in this position. A lot of the times it's not going to be perfect. I don't think it should be perfect. I mean, it should be perfect, but it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because of what you're going to do with it, right? Because of the way that this is going to disappear from the deck and appear somewhere else, that is the main part of it. Because it's folded up, I think is a secondary. And then for the reveal, okay? So let's go over a few ideas that you can do with it now that you learn the technique. One thing that I like to do is place it in my back pocket. As I do this, I say, okay, do you remember where your card is? In fact, point to it, and I spread the deck. And it's almost as if I'm palming this off. I said, point to it. I spread the deck on the table. This goes south, and I just put it in my back pocket. It's a very nice way to have a card to pocket, but with an added little kicker. Another thing that I like to do with it is literally take this, and while they're shuffling or they're looking for their card or anything sort of misdirection, I place this inside the card box right in front of them. And I've done this many times and it works. Like, I literally take out the cards from the box, blah blah, keep the cards on the box on the table, and then as I spread the deck, for instance, and I take this and I palm this out, I just move the box, and as I move the box, I shove this in there and I place the box on the other side, and then I make it appear. I'm telling you, it kicks ass. Another thing you can do is card to mouth, have the card appear in the mouth. This is something that I saw David Blaine first do, and you could do this one of two ways. After you fold it up the card, just like this, you can come up to the mouth and then place all the cards in your mouth. I don't really like that. I don't suggest that. So what I like to do again is just kind of let it on the palm. So I'm palming it off. As I spread the deck, I just shove this in the mouth. Although nowadays this might not be the best way to do this effect. And of course, if you do this and decide to put it in your mouth, please don't come out with the card after you take it out of your mouth with your slime and saliva all over it and try to give it to the spectator as a souvenir. That is just, that's just not good, my friends. So there you go. So question of the day, guys, is where would you place this card after you folded it up? What would you do with it? If you have some ideas, leave them in the comments below so we can all take a look and learn and spread the knowledge. One thing to keep in mind with the Mercury card fold is the noise. The noise is always something that has bugged me. Sometimes I do it and I hear the noise myself. That doesn't necessarily mean the spectator hears it, but that's just something to keep in mind. So once you learn the actual technique, it's important not to rush it. If you have enough misdirection and if your presentation and your confidence is being able to have the spectator sort of look where you want to look, then you don't have to do it fast. You don't have to try to get away with it with the spectator staring at the deck. So guys, if you enjoy this channel and the content that I bring, if it brings you some value, please do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Why are you not subscribed already? I'm talking to you. Also, you're going to want to hit the notification bell. That's important because there's a lot of stuff coming up this summer that you are not going to want to miss. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around learning this, and we will see you shortly on the next video. Peace.